Good morning. I'm Michael Thurmond, the Chief Executive Officer of DeKalb County's government. And I would like to welcome you to this press conference and update so that we can share with the residents and citizens of DeKalb County an update on a recent cyber attack that impacted our Tenant-Landlord Assistance Program. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Representative Viola Davis. Representative Davis, thank you so much for your service to our county, and thank you for being present this morning. On March 24, 2021, DeKalb County became the victim of an international cyber criminal attack. And although we were able to limit the intrusion as a result of this attack, the server that contained the TLAC, the Tenant-Landlord Assistance Program data, was compromised. But I want to assure all of our residents and citizens, and particularly the landlords and tenants who have and will seek assistance through this program, that our government has been vigilant, has been persistent and consistent in assuring that those who qualify for the help will receive support as long as resources remain. The first person I would like to ask to come and share with us is Ms. Vivian Ernstes, who is the county attorney for DeKalb County, and she will update those who are viewing or present for this press conference on the ongoing criminal investigation that resulted from the international cyber attack upon our government. Ms. Ernstes.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Good morning. As the CEO mentioned, on March 24th, the county was the victim of an ongoing criminal cyber attack. Since that time, there has been an ongoing criminal investigation by federal law enforcement personnel. The county is obviously fully cooperating with that investigation. As a result of the investigation, computer hardware has been turned over to federal law enforcement personnel. And as you can imagine, county officials this morning will be limited in what they can say because of the investigation, and we hope that the investigation concludes in an efficient and quick manner as possible. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Ernstes. I would now like to introduce Mr. John Motowski, the Chief Innovation and Information Officer, and I would like to really publicly thank Mr. Motowski and his staff for the outstanding work that they do on behalf of our county, particularly during the COVID-19 crisis, but especially thank him for the amazing response that made a significant difference in limiting the intrusion and ultimately the damage to our system. Mr. Motowski.
Thank you, CEO Thurmond. Yes, I just wanted to apprise you of a few points. Attorney Ernstes mentioned most of this, but I'll put a little bit more context around it. So, as you would expect, DeKalb County does partner with a number of security operations centers as we do what we need to do to protect our data systems and services in the county. On March 24th, we were notified of an attempt to exfiltrate data from one of our county servers. Exfiltrate is nothing more than someone trying to steal our data. We immediately activated our cyber emergency response team, and I authorized the quarantine and removal of that server from the network and implemented all protocols to ensure that the county's systems, data, and networks remained secure. The server was turned over to law enforcement, and DeKalb County is cooperating with federal authorities during this ongoing criminal investigation. There is no evidence that personal data was compromised. However, the data is inaccessible because of best practices protocols, which basically led us to take that server completely offline, put a wrapper around it so that nothing could get to it, and then again, as noted, we did turn it over to federal authorities for their review.
Thank you, John. Next, I would like to introduce the clerk of our magistrates and state courts here in DeKalb County. Ms. Hicks, Ms. Javon Hicks, has done an outstanding job in her capacity as clerk, but it's not generally known that the clerk's office is really the key agency and actor in the implementation of our Tenant-Landlord Assistance Program. She moved very quickly in a very innovative and creative way to help us to establish DeKalb's Landlord Assistance Program as one of the most unique strategies in our country in deploying and providing landlord and tenant assistance. So I would like to ask Ms. Hicks to step forward and talk about the role of our state court in providing rental assistance to those in need, both tenants and landlords in DeKalb County. Ms. Hicks.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Good morning. I am Javon Hicks, the clerk of State and Magistrate Court here in DeKalb County. Due to the cyber attack, the TLAC program is reopening its application process. That will start on June the 21st, Monday, June 21st, but we are doing it differently. We will be accepting applications and supporting documents through our Odyssey e-file Georgia process. The process on how to do that will be on our website, and the website will be available starting June 21st at 8:30 a.m. You will be able to go on the Odyssey website to check to see if we have your application that was entered into the system prior to the attack. If you do not see your name or your case number in the system, then there will be a process to let you know how to file your case with eFile Georgia. You will have to establish an account, but there will be steps on the website to help you process your application. If you are not able to process your application because you don't have access to the internet or need further assistance, you will be able to make an appointment to come to our offices at DeKalb County Courthouse, and we will be there to assist you with processing your application. I want to point out that in submitting your application, it is imperative that you submit all the supporting documents that is requested. The categories of requesting of documents include the lease agreement, a wage statement, a verification of your wages, and the landlord to provide verification of the monies owed. And if you are seeking utility assistance, to be able to provide legible information on your utility bills. All the information needs to be legible so that we can see it and process your application. We have doubled our staff as of last week so that we can be prepared to handle your applications and to process them more efficiently and effectively. If you need any assistance with any of this information, you can go to our website, which is www.dekabcountyga.gov/renthelp. You can email us at renthelp@dekabcountyga.gov, or you can call us at 404-371-3201. We will be providing more and more information about this process and offering assistance to you throughout the rest of this week and even ongoing after we relaunch on Monday, the 21st. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hicks, and let me reiterate. DeKalb County's Tenant-Landlord Assistance Program became the victim of an international cyber crime. We are fully cooperating with federal authorities to assist and support their efforts to seek out, to find, and hopefully to bring to justice those who attempted and indeed infiltrate our system. The good news is this was a setback, but it did not impede our efforts to continue to provide assistance and support to those who need it in DeKalb County. As Ms. Hicks just stated, our Tenant-Landlord Assistance Program will reopen and began receiving applications again on June 21st at 8:30 a.m. But in the midst of this, we have continued to serve those in need. To date, we have provided over $900,000 of relief to more than 237 families. In the 12 weeks since the initial attack, we've had to improvise, but we have not been deterred in our mission. As Mrs. stated, we recruited and hired and trained 32 new staff members, hired a third-party firm to look at our systems, and more importantly, we've looked internally to ensure that what we are doing, that we're going to proceed in the most expeditious manner as possible. But the one thing I want to add is that all we're doing, the $21 million that we received for rental assistance is not enough. Preliminary projections suggested that more than $50 million has accrued in back rent and unpaid fees. We have only $21 million to distribute. We are hopeful to receive another $9 million in the next 2 weeks, but still, that leaves DeKalb County more than $20 million short. What that means is that we cannot compensate or provide assistance to every single renter and every single landlord who needs it. What we have decided to do was to triage those needs and to ensure that the people who are most at risk of being evicted are first in line to receive the support. I want to thank our judges, our clerk, all of those at the courthouse who partnered with us in this effort. This is a landlord-tenant collaborative. Only by tenants and landlords working together can we rise to this challenge to keep roofs over the heads of families in DeKalb County. So once again, thank you for this opportunity. Know that we are committed, know that we are unified, and I want to thank our Board of Commissioners, and particularly Presiding Officer Steve Bradshaw, and each member of the Board of Commissioners. The governing authority stands together, united in our commitment to helping those in need during this pandemic. We provided food, we provided vaccinations, we worked with public health, distributed tens of thousands of masks and packs of sanitizers. We have done what is necessary to protect and serve our great county. So once again, thank you, and we look forward to those who want to apply and those who need to reapply. We look forward to hearing from you at 8:30 a.m. Next week on June 21st. So if there are any questions for the men and women standing behind me or anyone from the audience, we'll be open for questions. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Winter, for being here in person. All right, thank you.